Hey, what's up, y'all? It's poppin'. It's D about to react to this vid by Queen Choma. It's titled Kylie Jenner Looks Old. So apparently some new clips have come out. She was at some event recently and a lot of people are commenting on how old she looks in the face, which is so unfortunate because she has gotten a lot of like filler and surgery done to her face. And I actually feel bad for her because she was always considered like the ugly sister. A lot of people compared her to Kendall because they were so close in age, and they always called her the ugly one. So I feel like she felt pressured to change her face, and now as she is aging, I guess it's not settling well. So it is unfortunate. I feel like when you are in the limelight, there is a lot of pressure on you, and I can just only imagine what those comments did to her as a teenager. Like, she was getting those comments as a teenager. Like, that was the consensus. Everybody was just like, oh yeah, she's the ugly one. Like, it was so fucked up. So I feel bad for her, but yeah, let's see what she has to say. Let's watch.
Hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Trauma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be talking about Kylie Jenner being called out for looking old. Now, this has been something that the general public and social media has been saying about Kylie Jenner for a while, but I think it finally manifested into a very distinct visual that truly confirms why we've had a lot of conversations about beauty. And
I have made this comment about her too, honestly. I feel like over the years, when I've seen clips of her that she can't control, like clips of her being out and about at events, like stuff like this, because compared to her Instagram, it don't look the same. So I've always been like, yeah, she looks real good on IG, but these clips of her being out and about, like, she does look a little elderly in the face, unfortunately.
Enhancements and the reality of them. Kylie Jenner is 26 years old. She is a mother of two, and she has really been a beauty mogul, 26? Whether you want to agree with that or not. Yes, it's enhanced beauty, it's artificial beauty, but we can't deny the impact that Kylie Jenner had on the beauty world through her line Kylie Cosmetics since its inception. Kylie Jenner and I are the same age, and I only say that because I remember her come up and how impactful she was to my demographic and my peers as she was doing all the things that she's done up until this point. When she dropped Kylie Cosmetics, so I vividly remember going to school and everybody talking about it. Everybody wanting a lip kit. Everybody trying to figure out how she transformed paper thin lips into big juicy DSLs. And of course, back then, being young was one thing, but I think the general public was also pretty naive to the types of enhancements that are more commonly known today. Nowadays, we see people with lip injections or BBL or lipo, and we can kind of view it with our own two naked eyes and determine what it is. But back then, because it wasn't as publicly common, I think a lot of us still believe that some people just won the genetic lottery, or some people just have the inside secrets to make themselves what they are. And Kylie Jenner definitely played on this. And I don't necessarily think it was all her fault, which I've said in many videos. I think she comes from a family that streamlines artificial beauty and has been for a long time. I also think she grew up in an area that definitely hammers the idea of perfection and casual enhancements, being that she's from LA. And I also think that the expectation of her ways accelerated once her family started to become more well-known and a huge celebrity empire that they've grown to become. And I think when you look at Kylie Jenner now in 2024 as a 26-year-old young woman, the product of all of that is now right in front of us. So recently, Kylie Jenner went to Paris Fashion Week, and she definitely did not look like the Kylie Jenner that we see on Instagram or the Kylie Jenner that we remember her to be. She looks significantly older than her age. You could tell that her facial enhancements are either in a state where they need to be refreshed, or if they've been overdone so much that it's causing her to look different. And I'm not saying these things to even rag on her. I'm saying these things because it's very obvious, and it's a super big cautionary tale. At the end of the day, whether or not you like the Kardashians, I do think their entire family dynamic is interesting because for so long, people championed their beauty, their entertainment, and their feasibility to move through the social ladder. But I want to say it was a few years ago where people started to withdraw because of many factors. I would say one of them being that everything they did or do became common, where a lot of average, everyday people are getting enhancements, and it's no longer exclusive to celebrity culture. But also people realizing that a lot of the things that they've said and done over the years are either tone deaf, disrespectful, or or outright lies. Whether it's about what they look like, the reality of certain situations they've promoted, or just the orchestrated approach to trying to remain in the public eye. That notwithstanding, I find it interesting that Kylie Jenner is being seen in this light because the word beauty and the Kardashians have gone hand in hand in pop culture for so long, and because the beauty trends have shifted and people no longer have a fascination for the Kardashians like they used to, this new look...
Work, Kendall, sorry, but she's never included in these before and afters because she's never had to get any work done. And if she has had any work done, it's clearly very minimal and it looks very natural. She's just always been serving face. And that's also is why Kylie probably felt extra pressure, because it's like, wow, your sister is stunning. Your sister who is like closest in age to you, she's stunning, and look at you, you know? So yeah, I just feel bad.
That we see is a revelation. I thought this was very interesting because I feel like I knew that this would eventually happen, and it's just very shocking to see it come into fruition. So I've broken this video down into one overall main talking point. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So my one and overall main talking point is answering the question, why does Kylie look so old? And I think it's pretty simple and straightforward. It's because the more you manipulate your face with things that your face doesn't need, or things that have been introduced to your body prematurely, of course it's going to age you. Let's backtrack. Kylie Jenner started getting lip injections prematurely, and by premature, I think if you get any type of filler prior to the age of like 35, that is considered premature. Now, I know that everyone's face and skin is different, but I think people have been moving the goalposts on things like this because it's become more common. But if we're being real, filler is not meant for women 30 and below. I don't even think it's meant for women 39 and below, because I don't think anyone looks that old in their 30s. Now, I did read somewhere that starting at the age 25, your face loses 1% elasticity each year until you check out. And of course, this is probably just an average. For some people, it may be more or less. And there's definitely factors such as race, diet, products, that all factor into that.
That's
For
so
Kylie,
sad.
she started getting these injections as a teenager, so it was definitely premature and definitely jump-started the clock on her look. And the results are showing at a very young age of 26. Now, I know people think that once you hit 25 plus, you're not considered 30, and for some reason, people think 30 years old is old. But I'm here to tell you, it is not. Not because I fit this and I don't want to age. That is not my mindset. It's because I'm pretty sure there are women in the comments that
she wasn't even bad looking over here. Why does she get so much hate? I mean, yeah, she wasn't even that bad looking. I mean, anyway, I don't think people were being fair bashing her so heavily. Yeah, they were acting like she was hideous, and she was not.
That being 26 years old is very young, and that you're still at a very tender age where in reality, yes, you're grown, but life really hasn't hit you as hard yet. I actually can't wait to be in my 30s. I feel like that's when I'm going to be even more happy. But that notwithstanding, Kylie Jenner looks old because she's allowed her family, her pressures, her own insecurities, her accessibility, her money, and her desire to be perfect get to her. And regardless if you like the Kardashians or not, it's still a very sad tale because it's unnecessary, and she was a kid when this all started. According to ScarlettKnows.com, it says that fillers are a great option for patients seeking a softer, more youthful look. However, if used improperly or overused, fillers can have negative long-term consequences. In fact, patients who do not properly use filler could actually speed up their skin's aging process, resulting in older-looking skin. And I think that's what happened with her. These pictures are very unflattering. I know that some of them aren't edited, or they're just raw images based off of somebody else's lens that may not put the same edits and retouching that Kylie uses, but even still, she doesn't look good. That's the nicest way I can say it. And I wish her family would have been less lax about her approach to enhancements, being that I really don't think she needed a lot of the things that she's done. I feel like at a certain point she looked good and she could have stopped there, but it's clear that she continued to push the envelope on her look.
Yeah, I like this face. This face was okay. Well, this is a filter, this is lighting, so I can't even really say if this face was okay. Who knows what is the real face? Jesus. It's hard to tell.
And if it doesn't stop, it'll be much worse. I noticed that other people who took pictures with Kylie during this event didn't really post that many pictures of her, probably per her request. And honestly, I probably would have done the same thing if I was her. Nobody wants to have unflattering photos of themselves for millions to see, especially when they're hyper-focused on a negative component of your look. especially your face. I feel like part of this might be her genetics kind of overpowering all of the enhancements, but I really feel like I know at 26, the average girl, even if you're a white girl, doesn't look like this. She looks significantly older than 26. She kind of looks older than some of her siblings, and she's the youngest one. I think the Kardashians have finally gotten to a point where they have to realize that their look and their tactics are becoming outdated, and that's as a collective. I still think Kim Kardashian is a beautiful woman. She's always been naturally pretty, even without enhancements, and she looks great even now. So whatever Kim did or has done was probably somewhat subtle, and I say that with a grain of salt in comparison to some of her other sisters. But
no,
Kim,
I've seen recent footage of her as well, and her face is starting to look very cat-like.
Hit the genetic lottery as well, where she is naturally beautiful. Chloe, who remembers when their grandmother posted a picture of Chloe that had no edits, no enhancements, no Photoshop or anything, and Chloe was adamant about removing the photo. When you look at the photo, I thought Chloe looked really good. She actually looked better than some of her more edited photos, and she was literally in a bikini, her hair tied, minimal makeup, and I thought she looked fine. But there's some type of imbalance or some type of body dysmorphia that transcends through all of them, minus Courtney, that really shows in their actions. And those actions are from the things that they do to their bodies, but also the way how they react to themselves when they're exposed for what they actually look like. I've never seen any of these women in person. I actually would love to, just to see if I can see if they truly look how they look, but we all know that social media is where people put on their best and their best foot forward, and then reality is a version of it that may or may not exist. I think what Kylie needs to do is realize that beauty really is a subjective thing, and chasing perfection after all these years is only going to be a detriment to her in the long run. She has 2 children, and that could definitely be an effect on her overall look, but she has the resources to alter her body in different ways. I see she also kind of downsized her big butt that she used to have. They all did. But when it comes to her face, she has to remember that she's way too young and was always way too young to do the things that she's done. Check out Lauryn Hill's video on YouTube to see what she thinks.
Look like that Chucky doll. The Bride of Chucky. That's what she looked like right here.
Kylie Jenner has gotten done over the years, and you'll see that the most minute details that you wouldn't think are doable or have been done have probably been done by her. I remember watching Lori's video, and she discussed how Kylie has probably changed her ears, as well as the placement of her brows, and so much more. And it's just things that you wouldn't think nobody would touch, but she probably has. All of that work is going to catch up to her, and it's starting to. And I think this was a reality check for Kylie Jenner. She does not look 26, and I know on their show, I'm not going to lie, I watched the show, she made this somewhat snappy and sassy comment, and she said, "Why is everyone calling me old all of a sudden?" And then her and Kendall started laughing it off. So it's not like she doesn't see this stuff. She knows what people are saying about her, and I think this Paris Fashion Week event really showed that. The internet and the general public isn't lying. She does look at least 10 years older than what she is, and nobody wants to look that way. Hopefully she can find it within herself and her subconscious and self-esteem to just relax on a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, once you start to fill your body with anything, you're stretching the skin and ruining the elasticities. So your body has to stay filled in those sections, unless the filler will either move or relocate to other parts of your face, or just look less plump once the filler does dissolve. And also, all the time I thought filler can just easily be dissolved, but from doing these types of videos and reading y'all's comments, I've realized that filler doesn't really go anywhere. Sometimes it just migrates to other places. So I wouldn't suggest it, especially for young people. I think it should be used with discernment for women of a particular age. Once it's actually needed.
Yikes. This is so unfortunate to see. It really is, because she's still so young. She's only 26. So looking like this already, it's like, girl, it's not looking too good for you as the years pass. And I'm sure these clips getting out there is not going to help the situation. She probably going to run to her doctor's office and try to fix some more shit. Like, wait, I'm looking old now. People talking shit. Help me put more filler in my face. Like, that's probably her solution, is to get more work done, which is so crazy. But yeah, hopefully she figures it out. This is sad. Y'all let me know what y'all